Ever feel like the market is leaving you in the dust? Entire cities are popping up overnight while your productivity remains stuck in neutral. The secret isn't in the cement. It's in the mind of the person who owns the clock. Understanding Ted Turner's business logic is the only way to figure out why rivals can't match American industrial speed. There is an invisible gear moving billions of dollars, and it never stops spinning. If you don't floor it right now, your empire will be nothing but a ruin of the past. Discover how operational aggression turns a job site into an unstoppable profit machine. If you're a professional who refuses to settle for mediocrity and wants to dominate modern engineering, subscribe to Empire Structures right now. We are on a mission to hit our first 1,000 subscribers and build the largest community of infrastructure titans in the U.S. Join us and make sure your career has the speed and the bedrock it needs to survive the future. Topic 1. The 24/7 Pulse. How Turner's Media Velocity redefined construction logistics. You know, my friend, there's an invisible energy that separates the heavy hitters from the amateurs, and it's called flow velocity. Ted Turner didn't just build CNN to give people the news. He built a system where information never stopped moving, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In our world of civil engineering, the logic is exactly the same. A stagnant job site is a money pit. Understanding this always-on logistics is what allows the U.S. to raise empires while everyone else is still double-checking an invoice. Think of it like a heartbeat. If the blood stops pumping, the body dies. If the concrete or the steel is late, your profitability goes up in smoke. Turner knew that to beat the old-school networks, he needed a data pipeline faster than theirs, just like you need a schedule that has zero dead time. If you want to see this in action, look at how the major developers use just-in-time systems, so materials hit the site at the exact second they're needed, killing off expensive inventory costs and unnecessary bottlenecks. It's that old Napoleon Hill classic. Quick decisions and persistent execution are the pillars of wealth. In construction, logistical speed is your ultimate competitive edge. Imagine every truck entering your site is a bit of data in a live broadcast. Everything has to be perfectly synced so the show doesn't stop. When you master this frantic rhythm, you stop just managing a project and start conducting an industrial orchestra, which brings us to the secret behind those delivery windows that leave the competition eating dust. Topic 2. Aggressive orchestration. The secret behind American industrial lead times. The big secret of the giants isn't just having the best materials. It's the ability to orchestrate every single move with almost surgical aggression. Ted Turner never let luck dictate the pace of his broadcasts. He centralized control so the response to the market was instantaneous. In civil engineering, this aggressive orchestration means dominating your lead times, the gap between the order and the delivery, making sure logistics isn't a burden but the main engine driving your schedule forward. It's like playing a high-speed game of chess where every piece moved on the site was planned weeks in advance with microscopic precision. In the States, the industrial efficiency that humbles the competition comes from integrated systems where the engineer isn't just a tech guy, but a master of the supply chain. To put this to work today, I recommend reading The Goal by Eliyahu Goldratt. It teaches you to spot bottlenecks before they strangle your productivity, turning chaos into a steady, profitable flow. Think of the job site as a living organism that needs centralized coordination to stop time wasting from killing your bottom line. Turner understood that response speed was his biggest weapon against slow-moving rivals. In construction, cutting wait times is basically printing money legally. When you stop reacting to problems and start dictating the pace of the logistics, you build a wall of efficiency that nobody can climb over. And that leads us to why strategic speed is actually your best safety net. Topic 3. Decisive momentum. Why speed is the best risk management strategy. You see, a lot of people confuse speed with being in a rush. But what Ted Turner taught us was the power of decisive momentum. He knew that by moving faster than the competition, you shrink the window of exposure to mistakes and market swings. In civil engineering, execution speed is your best risk management strategy. The less time you spend with an open job site, the less you're at the mercy of material inflation or weather disasters that wreck budgets. It's like flying a plane through a storm. If you hover or move too slow, the turbulence will tear you apart. But if you maintain the right cruising speed, you cut through the chaos untouched. Turner moved fast because he knew that opportunity cost is the silent killer of any business, just like a dragging schedule is the cancer of a profitable build. If you want to master this art, study the concept of lean construction, or read Scrum, the art of doing twice the work in half the time, and adapt that agility to the heavy lifting on site. Think about it. Every day your structure takes to go up, you're paying interest on capital that isn't generating a dime yet. By pushing a hard pace, you protect the investor and ensure the project is delivered before the economic landscape changes the rules of the game midstream. It's this strategic urgency that separates the builders who make history from those who just accumulate debt. And it shows us how this agility builds a true fortress around your business. Topic 4. The Supply Chain Fortress. Building moats with operational speed. In the business world, a moat is what protects your castle from the enemy, and Ted Turner built his with the speed of information. He knew that by dominating 24/7 distribution, he was creating a barrier to entry that no rival could replicate without spending billions and years of effort. In civil engineering, efficient logistics isn't just a process, it's a fortress. When you own the supply chain and deliver in record time, you make the competition irrelevant because nobody can keep up with your stride. It's like having your own private highway while everyone else is stuck in a traffic jam of red tape and slow suppliers. Turner didn't wait for the market to react. He created his own reality through scale and operational agility, which is exactly what top-tier U.S. contractors do by verticalizing their processes. To start building your moat today, read Blue Ocean Strategy by W. Chan Kim. It'll teach you to create a market space where you don't compete on price, but on a logistical competence that others can't even wrap their heads around. Think of your supplier network and your assembly speed as the bricks of this invisible fortress protecting your profit margins. By locking in strategic partnerships and guaranteed supply contracts, you kill the risk of shortages that paralyze the small and mid-sized builders around you. This operational security is what lets you sleep like a baby while the market fluctuates, knowing your empire is shielded by a system that runs like a Swiss watch. And that gets us ready for the final blow of Titan-level efficiency. Topic 5. Titan efficiency. Applying the Turner logic to modern site management. The efficiency of a Titan doesn't come from modern machinery. It comes from an ownership mindset that refuses to take good enough for an answer. Ted Turner wasn't a spectator in his empire. He controlled the narrative, making sure every gear in CNN turned with the purpose of market domination. In modern site management, applying Turner logic means killing off passivity. You take total responsibility for every second of productivity, treating time as the most sacred resource on your site. It's as if you stopped looking at the blueprints and started looking at the flow, spotting exactly where bureaucracy or weak leadership is draining the team's energy. The big secret of American management is ruthless accountability, where every foreman understands that their speed directly hits the final profit. To level up your management right now, dive into The Principles of Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. He teaches that when the leader takes the hit and focuses on the fast fix, the team's efficiency hits levels the competition thinks are impossible. Being a master of execution means having the guts to cut out obsolete processes that only exist to slow down the clock and inflate costs. Turner was never afraid to break the rules of traditional media to create something faster, and you need that same audacity to overhaul the routine of your job site. By stepping into this posture of command and speed, you stop being a manager and start being the architect of a productive system that performs under any pressure. This is where the game truly changes for those reaching for the top. Conclusion. The big question left on the table, my friend, is this. Are you going to keep watching history being written by others? Or are you going to take the wheel and dictate the pace of your own empire? The knowledge we explored today about Ted Turner's business logic isn't just a history lesson. It's the source code for anyone who wants to understand why rivals can't match American industrial speed and apply that same operational brutality today. Don't let a slow market set the rules for your success. Snap out of the inertia, challenge the sluggish processes on your site, and step up as a titan who values every single second of execution. Are you ready to imprint this speed onto your career? Or are you going to wait for the next collapse to realize you were standing still? Drop a comment below about the biggest logistical bottleneck you're facing right now. That's where the conversation for innovation starts. Make sure you subscribe to Empire Structures and hit those notifications so you don't miss our deep dives into what really moves high-level engineering. We are locked in on hitting our first 1,000 subscribers to prove there's an elite group of builders hungry for real results. Be part of that movement right now.